Everybody ready? 2, 1, showtime.
Greetings all. I want to welcome all the viewers on the Primal 4K app. Welcome to Primal Sports Center. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Kane the Schwab Watson.
Yes. This week's lineup will be featuring Craig Butler, who is the founder of the Phoenix Academy, and also the
technical director of Mona High School team, who is currently locked in a quarterfinal battle with Kingston College. Both already qualified for the semifinals. So
yes, and also he's the big man who's in charge of Leon Bailey, the striker of Aston Villa.
Yeah. So I mean, we all know Craig Butler is always in the news and always doing big things, and he'll break down everything what's going on in and around him. And we know he has his team with him, and I mean, destined for great things.
Yes. Also, we'll be featuring track and field analyst Hubert Lawrence, along with
Michael
Grant and Arthur. They came out with a book, 50 Days of Fire. They will be speaking on that a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see what the book details. I mean, I'm not based around track and field, but they'll give us the details on what it's about. And I mean, with Hubert Lawrence and Michael Grant, we know it's legit hardcore stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they will discuss that in about 30 minutes from now.
Yeah. But first up, we have an interview with Craig Butler. We see him coming in now with us.
Start here, King.
Yes, let us welcome to Primal Sports the founder of Phoenix Football Academy and also the head coach of Mona High School right here in Jamaica. Welcome, Craig Butler.
Thank you.
Yeah, we know you're a busy man. You look like you just come from a training session. Now you love the football.
Yeah, I actually have another one to go to now too. But
yeah,
on some look at time, so make it happen.
Thank you for taking the time out with us.
Yeah, but first things first, you have achieved a lot with Mona. So tell us about the transformation process over there at Mona High School. And Mona was never known for football or sports in general. And I think that you have created history, which you also predicted yourself a couple of years ago.
Yes, I think the philosophy that we've had over the years in Jamaica, where the embedded schools, the Jamaica College, the Kingston Colleges, St. George's College, Calabar, etc., have for a long time been the schools that would go to schools like Mona and take their little talents because they had better opportunities for the boys. Over the years, it has caused that degradation in the mindset, in the belief of the students of those schools. They believe that they were lesser than. And to become something great, you would have to go to one of the other schools. And as a result of that, it has culminated with even the coaches talking about traditional schools. I don't get that concept at all. I played Money Cup for Jamaica College from 1983 through 1986. Went unbeaten, went to the final in 84. But one of the things I was very concerned about was how I saw those other schools, how they represented, how they covered when they played against us. Not only because of how we played, but just who we were. So one of the things I had to do was to change the mindset of the people that were there, the youngsters, the teachers, the principals, to believe in themselves, to believe that you can, and to believe that if you put in the work as administrators and make your program more attractive, you will have kids wanting to stay and kids wanting to come. The partnership with Phoenix and Mona and Phoenix and Papine High as well has caused more change in the mentality of the students, the principals, the teachers, and all the parents involved. So now they believe. Last year I started with the idea of Mona Pride, and I put it on the back of their shorts. Mona on the left foot, Pride on the right. And this year we've continued and made it into it has become the mantra of the school.
Yes.
You know, so take pride in this.
That's very interesting. I see where you said that it also not only affected the sporting part of it, but also the academic and the whole belief within yourself. So you're saying in other words that what we have been doing over the past 20 years, because before that time you used to have Tivoli Guards and Charlie Smith. These schools were prominent schools within Manning Cup and the whole football. Now we don't see
they still weren't, you know, Junior Fleming.
Yes.
Came from the community of Tivoli,
but
chose to go to Jamaica College because he did well in primary school. You know? So you want players to want Marvin Morgan.
Yeah. St. George's. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I was his first coach at Mona. He played Manning Cup at 13 for Mona, and the next year he was gone.
Oh, to George's.
To St. George's.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you're saying that this kind of thing is a big problem within the schooling system overall.
Yes, and it's scary now because what is happening is kids are leaving Jamaica College to want to come to Mona. They're leaving other schools to want to come to Mona. So now people are, you know, having problems.
But the thing is...
But the reality is if you make I don't believe at all in the concept, because nowhere else in the world does it happen.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the concept of a kid leaving one high school to go to the other and then have to sit out a year and then become a part of a quota system that only 3 people can play.
Yeah.
That's forcing. That's like forcing your girlfriend to stay with you or she can't have another boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's not correct. Yeah. You make your program attractive enough for your players to want to stay with you and they'll stay. You know, Mona hasn't increased in terms of, well, I'm there, so we do our little things differently, but I mean, we do the field ourselves. The players weed the field, the players take the stones off the field, the players mow the lawn. Yeah, the players paint the goalposts. Yeah, so it is a situation where the pride instilled in the school has to come from within, from someone within, not just, oh, we have a nice boss or we have money or we have, no. It's about believing in yourselves and sticking to it. And this idea of this quota system and blocking people from moving from school to school is wrong. You know what they did the other day, guys? Think about this. A school didn't enter the competition for 2 years, 3 years. So the players left the school and came to Mona because they want to play football and they want to go to school. Both. The school decided to enter the competition this year and they then said, oh, well, those 2 players can't play because the school is going to enter. It's not the kid's fault that you chose not to enter the competition and make them have no football team. It's your fault. Why should they suffer?
Yeah.
And they're currently at your school, Mona.
Yeah.
And you're not playing.
But that shouldn't affect the...
I have a player right now that went to Tarrant, that has been at Mona for 3 years. Tarrant didn't enter last year or the year before. And the kid has to sit out now, he can't play.
So is that a ISA rule? Is that a rule from ISA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know,
that doesn't add up at all. I mean, it's not like you represented the school in the competition. So that shouldn't fly. But even so, you mentioned Mona now has an identity and developing that belief. But how about after you? Because you have that mentality, but not everybody does. And you are instilling that within the community and they see where that it is positive. So what is the succession plan towards that to say, all right, then Craig Butler came, saw he conquered, he made it to what it is now, but after you, will there be, what's the succession plan for Mona to continue on this trend? Our schools like Mona, as I said, Papine is involved. Because I mean, it's good because I hope that
one of the things is we develop coaches as well.
Yeah.
So, Dayton and Richie, Richard, Mr. Odile Richards, is at Papine High now. They are coaches that were developed at Phoenix that were placed at Papine with the same facility, mentality and philosophy, and they're imparting that to Papine. I go and check on them and make sure everything is running smoothly. We do the same with Mona and Phoenix, because as you probably know or may not know, my daughter is the youngest coach in the history of Monaco, and probably the only female. She was 15 last year when she first was a part of the Mona coaching staff, and she's now 16, goes to St. Andrews High, and she coaches Mona High. She's also the manager of the U18s and U19s and U16s of Phoenix. And these are players that she grew up with. But one of the things that I did was I took her all over Europe. She's always been by my legs when I'm coaching. She understands the game. She understands the business of football. Her goals are she wants to be a football manager. And she knows all the biggest names in football. She knows Rummenigge. She knows George Mendes, Penny Zahavi. She knows the owner of Aston Villa. She knows Rudy Fuller. She's well connected already. And she knows the business. In addition to that, we always have within Phoenix 4 models. Yeah, become a professional footballer. That's the best. You use the football to get a college scholarship and get an education and come back and help Phoenix. You become a coach in Phoenix. You become a manager in Phoenix. So anyone who joins the program ends up in one of those things. So we mushroom. And that's what we've been doing. So we have Phoenix players all over the world. Tyrone Marshall is a Phoenix player.
Yeah.
He's at Cincinnati. Yeah. Gregory Simmons was developed by me years ago when he was younger. Even Andre Virtue, that is now at Ballers in Jamaica. I was one of his first coaches at Peter and Paul Prep. So it's not today I'm in this business. It's not today I've been developing talent. But what I'm focused on is ensuring that a proper system of play, a system of development, a system of play that is consistent with our genetics is being used by our player, by our people.
So why there's rumors flying around the place that you're leaving Mona High this year. Why such an early departure?
It's not early. I've always been with Mona and I'm not really leaving. You see, if you notice, I think this shirt says Phoenix Sports Management.
Yes.
Yeah. There's another one that says Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy. And there's another one that says Mona High. That's 3 shirts being worn by one human being. I can't be in the same place, 3 different places at the same time.
Yes.
So just like a farmer, he plants his seeds, he fertilizes them, he waters them, then he has to take them to the market. Yeah?
Yeah.
I operate like a farmer. So I've developed Dijon Richards, I've developed, Don Hugh Mitchell, I've developed Dante Peralta, Zane Pinnock, the whole of them. And now they're touching the age where they're going to sign professional contracts, just like Leon and Kyle did.
Yeah.
And I now have to take them to Europe, and then I can't leave them alone. Once I sign a contract, I can't leave them alone for too long because they're young. So you have to be there with them along with their dad. You have to be there with them, making sure they're doing the right things. They're not following to bad company. They're training properly. They're not being duped by whoever has hired them. And at the same time, I have Leon Bailey's commercial side that I have to deal with. All my other players, players like Leofilo Vlaita, who's in Israel now, that we have to move him to mainland Europe soon. We have a lot of players we have to deal with. So
yes,
I can move to Europe, do my business there, and come back and forth like I've always done, but with more focus on Europe again.
Yes,
because I've already developed the coaches. Winston Taylor at Mona, my protege, he's there. Kyle is there. Kyle will be back and forth between professional football, music, and supporting Mona. Travis Blagrove, one of our seniors, is back here. Kevin Atkinson. So I have the luxury of having many arms.
What was your opinion? I hear you touch on a little Leon Bailey there. What was your opinion of Steven Gerrard stepping down?
He wasn't stepped down. He was fired.
He was fired. Well, yes. Yes.
I think that not every. I think coaches. I had a luxury, right? I was the first of the new breed of wide player. I played left back for Jamaica College without a left winger and without a left midfielder. I ran the whole left side. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had a creative element to my learning, and I also had a defensive element. Some players are only able to coach based off what they knew as players. So they coach to their strengths. So Steven Gerrard was a defensive midfielder, box to box, hard tackling, hard working, didn't have, in my opinion, a good grasp of how to deal with creative players or to how to employ them. Yeah. Hence, he tried to pack his team with midfielders and not use wide players. Yeah. He tried to convert wide players into midfielders. There were four wingers there when Leon went. By the time Gerrard was finished, there was only one, Leon. Yeah. Yeah. And he was trying to make him into a midfielder, trying to make him work harder. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to make him go back and defend. And creative players are creative players. You use them. You don't take a steering wheel and put it on your tire, on your rim. Yeah. It's there to steer. Everybody has a different role to play. Yeah. That makes the car drive. And I think that he's still young in the business. I think that I pray that he will have learned from his experience and grown from it, because we all make mistakes and we all have failures. Success is the summation of many small failures. So I'm sure one day he'll be successful. And although I had to be a zealous advocate for my client, Leon, and lash out at him,
of course,
and say, listen, if you're not going to play him, let him leave, and I'll move him right now. Yeah. Although I had to be a zealous advocate for my player, I'm still compassionate to Gerrard's knowledge and learning at the stage he is now. Yeah. And I understand.
Yeah. I get that. I get what you're saying. He didn't use him to his strengths. He more wanted to play like how he played, or the team in a different system, which wasn't to Leon's strength.
Yes, let's take it to the Reggae Boys. What's your thoughts on the new setup?
What new setup?
Well, that's what I want you to tell us, as you're the expert in football. You saw any difference in terms of how we played against Cameroon?
No.
It's the same for the same.
Cameroon's, you see, people like to create this facade, right? That really don't exist. Mm-hmm. This is not a FIFA sanctioned window. Yeah. So none of Cameroon's top players who are playing professionally were available for the game. Fit. Who would I need to put on the bench to work with the top guys on NECO? Okay. So don't feel for a second that this was a matchup. This is minnows to minnows. Small fries to small fries. There's no Leon Bailey there. None of the senior players of Jamaica could be there either. This is minnows to minnows. Yeah? Okay. I still believe, and I will not stop saying it, that there's a conflict of interest that still permeates the fabric of the JFF setup. And much of it is not entirely the current administration's fault. it is how the Constitution was set up. Yeah?
Yeah.
The Constitution of Jamaica, the JFF, says that to become a president of a parish association, of which there are 13, because Kingston and St. Andrews were considered one. To become a president of a parish association, you must belong to a club within that parish in a leadership position. Yes?
Yeah.
So it means that if you are Cavaliers president, head coach, and administrator of leadership in Cavaliers, you can run for the presidency of the Kingston and St. Andrew Football Association. Say you win, yeah? You don't stop being associated with Cavaliers Football Club. You don't stop owning it, yeah?
Yeah.
You are then decide you want to run for the presidency of the JFF. Yeah? You can, if they only allow people from the parish associations, the leadership, to vote for the presidents, who would be nominated for the presidents. You have to be nominated by 4 votes out of the 14 votes from each parish association to become to be considered to run for presidency. So that means that if there are 4, there's only 3 people that can go up. If you need 4 votes, 4 3 is 12. Only 3 can go, right? So those 3 would come from the same parish associations.
Oh.
And the same people within the parish association presidents are going to vote.
Yes.
So whoever becomes the president of the JFF is coming from a club.
Yeah.
And is connected to that club still. Whoever becomes the chairman of the technical committee that selects the coaches is also still from a club. And he's still part of the club. Yeah. So say, for example, Rudolph Speed. You know him?
Yeah, but I guess it's Rudolph you're speaking about now.
Exactly. But it's all of them, but he's the main point.
Yes.
Rudolph Speed is the coach of Cavaliers Premier League.
Yeah.
He's also the chairman of the technical committee. He admittedly said publicly that he went and hunted down and got the coach, the new current coach that is there. So put in this coach. So he also suggests players. So say he suggests 6 Cavaliers players. And the coach says, you know what? No, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use who I feel like and who I believe is the best.
The coach might be in some problems there.
And the coach picks those players. And the coach loses. Who you think now has the determination whether to keep him or not?
Yeah.
So that same coach, if he's smart, he would put in a Dwayne Atkinson, who Cavaliers has asked to play in these games so he can get the caps, etc. And he would leave out a Dejon Richards, who has scored 20 goals already in the Manning Cup, out of the national under 20. He would have left out Don Hugh Mitchell, the Mona central defender, who has scored 19 goals. A central defender. You would have kept out, all of my players. And here's the crux to all of this. In order to get a work permit in England, you must have played 75% of your country's last 15 games as a starter in the national team.
As a starter?
Yeah.
As a starter.
Wow.
So you realize how important the caps are for clubs to sell players in Europe.
Yeah.
Even if you have a country like Belgium that doesn't really look at the
international
caps,
Yeah.
What they will, however, look at is, does he play for the national team? Yes. Because automatically in everybody's mind, the Belgian national team is their best players that they have.
Mm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They are not thinking that Leon Bailey, while playing for Genk, scoring the best goal in the Europa League and making the All-Europa team, was not considered for Jamaica under 21.
Mm.
While he was doing all of that. While schoolboys from these clubs were ushered into the U20s.
Yes. In the interest of time, I see your point there, and as you said before,
favoritism.
This is something that has been going on for decades now in Jamaica, and you're right. I think it's a conflict of interest, and things have to change. But we're running out of time here. But I want to touch on your chances. What do you think of your chances in the Manning Cup? I know you face off with Peace on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me another question. What are my chances of those players who play in the Manning Cup getting contracts in Europe and in America and whatever?
Yes.
Chances are pretty good. Dejan Richards for sure going Belgium. Pinnock for sure going into Europe.
Yes.
Donhue Mitchell for sure. Peralta for sure. Yeah. We have Dylan Janova at JC. You know, to me, the football is round, you know.
Yeah.
On any given day, the ref them can go against you. A ball can slip through a goalkeeper salad and roll on a goal.
Yeah.
And you can lose. What is more important is winning in the game of life. And I believe that I think we've set a good example of how a system should be played, how a team with speed, skill, tenacity, and intelligence should play, because Mona has shown it, the pressing game. And if our country follows that example, I'm sure we'll do well in the World Cups to come. Yes,
and I must admit, watching Mona, I can tell you that I can see a system, I can see a pattern. You know, back then, you know, you watch some schools and you wonder what they're doing on the field. You know, you can't identify with what the plan is or what the strategy is. But I will admit that when watching Mona, I can see a clear plan or a clear tactics or strategy that you use. You know, I see you have your wingers on them out wide the same way. So I want to congratulate. It's a great achievement. I think we need more of Craig Butler's within
visionaries.
Yeah, and you know, you're not afraid to come out to the things a little bit different, which is good. You know, we always try to stay to the old time thing and try to do what we see our grandparents and forefathers did before. You know, we have to step out of the box, and I really have to congratulate you on your achievement. For
Thank you very much. But to be honest, I can't take credit for it. It's a whole movement. It's not just me alone. I'm just the face.
Yes.
But if you look at over the years, people who exacted change in Jamaica. Mark Mendel, don't know if you know of him, but he was my coach when I was younger. He coached the Swallowfield, and he also coached Tivoli at one point, and he coached Bedforest. His goal, he was the first to ever pay football players in Jamaica to play football. And I remember at the time the JFF banned him and said that football is an amateur sport. He's not allowed to make it professional. And look at it today, you know.
Yes.
I am a result of that. He paid me, he got me a scholarship, he got me into Europe, into America, went to school, supported me all those years, was my main confidant, and he died of a heart attack. People like David Hunt focused on the development of players at Medhaven. I was his first captain for the Medhaven under 17 that he won, minor league. And people like Jimmy Sinclair, you know, at Jamaica College, they used to call me Jimmy Baby because I was an emotional little small 14-year-old that he put into play Manning Cup. And I used to ball all the while because I was afraid. And people say I'm fearless. So people like Jimmy really molded me, and you know, Winston Chung Fa, people like that tried to make the changes to evolve Jamaica's football. One of the things I realized, though, none of them were liked. None of them were supported by people who wanted things to stay the same.
Yeah.
And so I feel a sense of belonging. I feel a sense of being able to do my part in the advancement of the welfare of the Jamaican people in football.
Yeah, and I think you have created history with Leon Bailey as one of the ones up front. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time off to speak with us here on Primal Sports.
And I'm sure bigger and brighter things in the future, and all these names and the mushroom effect that you name out. I mean, hopefully we can get you on Primal a couple months from down the road, because I know things in the pot brewing up with Craig Butler, for sure.
Always.
All right.
Thank you so much, and keep doing what you're doing. And, there was a time years ago when people could have, I remember when they actually banned me for taking the cassava to court, years ago I don't want to go into the details of it, but I was right. The judge found that I was right. And then they had brought up a rule from the FIFA that said that you can't take football matters to court, and ban me as a result. But at that time, there wasn't as much social media as it is now that allows people the opportunity to speak out and to get the word out there. It was easily buried,
Under the rug.
as to what the circumstances were, and the way how the media used to be controlled by the football bodies.
Yeah.
You drop a little plane ticket here or there for them to go and watch a match overseas, and you get anything you want. So it's different now, and things are a lot more transparent.
Yes.
So I think the social media really helps, and you guys need to continue doing what you're doing.
All right, thank you very much, Craig.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Hubert, now come on.
5, 4,
Right.
Yes.
2, live.
Yes, that's a great interview there with Craig Butler,
Yeah.
the founder of Phoenix Academy, and also the technical director at Mona High, doing wonderful things there at Mona.
Have a lot of talent all across schoolboy football. Because we see one, Eugene Richards playing for Kingston College, and Pinnock playing for Mona High, two of the top goal scorers in the Manning Cup. And I mean, he has the talent and definitely has big things planned for them. And wish him all the best and all the players the best. And I mean, good to see the youngsters progressing. And
yes. And Craig, I think he's breaking new grounds in terms of what he's doing. Kind of doing things differently from most people.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things that I really love about him.
Yeah, and to get results. And I mean, I'm not afraid to speak out.
Exactly. And so one of the things that he said in the interview as well is that it's not just about winning a Manning Cup. It's about getting these players to become professional footballers, to make a living.
Because we see a lot of people all across sports after the high school level. I mean, we see it in track and field as well. Remember growing up, we used to see all, what happened to Milo? What happened to Donkey Man? What happened to Elephant Man? What happened to, and then the footballers, what happened to, I mean, we want to see them progress. This is not the end for all of them. The junior career, we want to see them represent the country and go on to make a living, make something for themselves.
Being a professional.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And he's definitely one that looks out for their best interest.
Yes, and we see what he did, the wonderful work that he did with Leon Bailey and so
Premier League, the best league in the world.
Yes.
The most lucrative league in the world. I wouldn't say the best.
Say the best, right? But the most lucrative, yes.
But no,
join us now. We will have track and field analyst Hubert Lawrence alongside author Michael Grant. They're here to speak with us about this new book that they have out called 50 Days of Fire. We'd like to welcome to Primal Sports Center, Hubert and Michael.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Haven't seen you guys a while. Still knocking the table tennis for sure, right?
Up to last night.
Good. But we're not here to talk about the table tennis side of things, but I mean, 50 Days of Fire, is it?
Yeah, 50 Days
of Fire.
All right, tell us about 50 Days of Fire.
It's the third book by Michael and I. The Champs 100, 2010, Power and Glory, about international track from the Jamaican history point of view, 2012, and this one now, 2022, pen back in the ink. This looks at the speed events, the 50 biggest day in Jamaica track history in the speed events is our estimation, and it goes from G.C. Foster trying to make the Olympics in 1908 right out to the 21st century. So it's a one-volume pickup of everything big, 50 of them, 50 days of them, a fire in speed events for Jamaica.
Okay, so it's the book entails 50 days. So for instance, what if we won 3 medals on one day? That would be just one day.
It's a special moments inside. Yeah. If there were 3 and one was especially impactful, that's the one that would come out and be dealt with in great detail. The others would come up in the narrative, but it's to look at the 50 big moments in this long journey Jamaica's had in international track and field, in speed events.
Okay, in speed events. So that would be 1, 2...
Sprint, 1, 2, 4, 4x1s, 4x4s, sprint hurdles.
4 hurdles as well.
It's big. And you say 4 hurdles, there's a big feature on Dion Hemmings and her landmark win in 1996. Yes, 4 hurdles as well.
Yeah, and that was the first female gold medal for us, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember that moment as a kid. Yeah.
All right, so where can we buy this book? And what's the cost?
Mikey?
The book is available at Kingston Bookshop primarily right now. And also at the bookshop at Norman Manley Airport, at G.C. Foster College, Totally Mail, and some other bookshops. Okay,
so well, you know, Primal Sports, you know, our audience is largely international. So what about international? How can somebody purchase online?
Somebody overseas can get it on KingstonCom.com. KingstonCom is spelled KingstonComm.com. It's available there as a print book as well as ebook.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so I see you say so Dion Hemmings got an award at the launch last week Thursday.
Right. She was given a citation courtesy of Anybet, the main sponsor, for her contribution to Jamaica track and field and for being an inspiration to young athletes, particularly girls. She wants them to become administrators as well as top athletes in their careers.
So what? Okay, why GC Foster though? Why you chose GC Foster as the opening?
We had some nice conversations with them once we told them what we were working on. And one of the things that we presented at the launch last week was a film about GC Foster called Finding Foster, which is based on the search for photographs and information on him for the book. So there was so much info we found on Foster that I produced a film on him.
Oh, wonderful.
The key is that the book starts out in 1908 with G.C. Foster's attempt to run in the Olympic Games of that year. He had already by that time been the Jamaica sprint champion several years over and was running world-class times. But to get into the lane, to get to the British Olympic team, British West Indies Olympic team, he had to go to England, he felt, and match spikes with the people in England who were vying for similar positions. And so the book starts there and continues out to the 21st century. So that's why we chose G.C. Foster as the place to be at, because philosophically it fit perfectly with how we began. And when the film came up, everything just merged together and pointed us. And happily, Principal Wilson and his team there, Maurice Wilson, welcomed us and we had a good function.
So is this says is 50 greatest moments? So is there a one that is more special where you put at number one, or is just
naming 50 days?
All 50 would have the same value?
They're not ranked. They're not ranked. It's just a listing from G.C. Foster 1908 all the way up to Elaine Thompson-Hera last year. Second fastest 100 meters ever.
Oh, so Shelley's performance this year and Sherika wouldn't be in this book?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a lot to choose from because I'm thinking of the 50 greatest days, and a lot of days come to mind, even not only at Olympics, but I'm sure world records and.
Well, mention one, and I'll tell you if it's in there.
Let's see. So Asafa Paul, world record in Reti, Italy.
Absolutely.
I mean, because to me, that is one of the best races I've seen. Because to just shut it down and run 974. To me, that was 974, right? I know you have the stats.
974 and rated in 2007. Yeah. Relaxation.
to me, that is one of the most underrated 100-meter races of all time. Because the way him shut down and the look across, comfort and ease, that was definitely would be the first man to go 9.6. But I mean, we all know the history of all of that. Yeah. So stuff like that, and coming up, who else will be top? Raymond Stewart making the finals.
Probably. That's not included.
That's not included.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot to choose from.
Yeah, there was a lot to choose from.
I'm sure Donald Quarry, but I'm just picking the ones that that won't just pop up at you.
Without giving us too much information about the book, because we need to buy the book. Give us one thing that you think that we might not know about.
1908 GC Foster.
That's one. That's one. Michael has gone into great depth covering a world record by Marilyn Newville in 1970 at Commonwealth Games.
Marilyn who?
Marilyn Newville. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She was a Jamaican who migrated to England very early, came up through the British track and field system, and decided to run for her home country where she was born, Jamaica, before the Commonwealth Games in 1970. That made it famous because DQ became a star by winning the sprint double there. But that same meet, she ran 51.02 to set a world record for 400 meters, running for Jamaica. And she's been very quiet over the years, and Michael was able to find her, get into her memories, and go through that special moment of becoming a Jamaican woman owning a world record. No Jamaican woman has done it outdoor since that time. So that's special. We did quite a bit on Donald Quarry, his lead up to 1976, his Olympic Games 200 gold medal. And we've gone behind some of the more modern events to put some more body behind the sheer numbers we see with the big performances in Berlin in 2009. So it's very comprehensive, going chronologically from GC Foster out to the modern athletes in 2021.
And I'm sure of athletes in the book that double up, like have more than one day.
Bolt has more than one of the 50.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because,
so that's interesting though. So with all the 50 greatest moments, you guys reached out to well, I know Mr. Foster wouldn't be alive now, but you guys had to reach out to family members and grandkids.
Yeah, the search was pretty comprehensive. So in cases where people are no longer with us, we would have to go to family members, like you said.
Yeah.
But in a lot of cases, like with Dion Hemmings, Bert Cameron, Vilma Charlton, a lot of people who are Olympians and Jamaican stars from a long time ago are still around and were very helpful. Winthrop Graham, all those people talked to us and gave us insight.
Wow.
Very often things that they'd never talked about before.
Wow.
Just for this book.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like a must read.
No, that's a must read. Yeah, that's a must read. So you would have spoken to the coaches as well, right?
In some cases. One of the interesting things, of course, is that this is the first time I've written a book in particular, that has quotes from Twitter.
Yeah.
It shows you how the landscape is changing with how you can find information. For the first time, Michael, Twitter. I've quoted Twitter in a book I've written. It's unbelievable.
But even so, I'm trying to picture all of this, and it sounds like a good movie. It sounds like a short film.
Some of it is written to sound that way. The piece on Marilyn Newville has some intrigue that sounds like a spy novel. When you read it, you guys can give me credit when you make the movie and be like, but it sounds like a good documentary 50 coming up from 1908, and then it just sounds.
You actually look like Asafa Powell, so let's see how that goes down the stretch. Let's see how that goes down the stretch. You look like Asafa.
Yeah, because I get that these days, I'm bulking up. I don't look much like a tail tennis.
We'll cast you as Asafa.
He looks like a soft. One of the threads between the three books is that they each tell sides of the Jamaican track and field story. You know that Jamaica track and field is a big part of brand Jamaica, and speed is the leading edge of that. And so we wanted to capture that so people could have one document to go through these big events in Jamaica's history and what it meant to people at the time. Donald Quarry, for example, was as close to boat as you could be before the internet. Posters in the paper, he was a star of the metrification campaign back in the 1977 year. There were songs that had his name in it. It was Ernie Smith saying, Quarry was up by time and last night, couldn't follow me. So he was super huge in the 1970s. And I say the only person who might remember those things, take a seat on the left-hand side. So he knows what it was like when Quarry was so huge, just about as huge as Boat is during his heyday as well. Hi, Peter.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Even today, Quarry is in one of Cartel songs.
These guys, I think a lot of these past athletes, I don't think they get the right recognition that they deserve. Yeah. Even Merlin and the rest, you know. I didn't know that about Donald Quarry, that he was that big.
Yeah. I heard the stories. And even so, even modern day songs has Quarry name in it, because I know this Cartel song that says knee lift like Donald Quarry, and if you watch Donald Quarry run, it's famous with that high knee lift. So I can't get that breakdown. Yeah.
I think you're listening to too much Quarry.
I'm the Twitter news school, so yeah, I'm in with it. But
So I think this book is a must buy.
Yeah, must read.
This is 50 Days of Fire. Tell the viewers where they can get it online again for me, Michael.
It's available at KingstonCom.com. And the com part is spelled with 2 M's. KingstonCom.com.
Okay, and the price?
$4,005 Jamaican, $29.95 US.
Affordable, definitely affordable.
Viewers and Primal.
Well detailed,
This book is a must buy.
Yeah.
Must buy.
And I hope you guys get it on Amazon too. You know, you guys might not know this, but Ian Spencer, a table tennis player, farmer, has a book on Amazon as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think Hubert and Michael might consider getting it out on Amazon.
Yeah,
because a lot of people attach track and field to Jamaica. So a book of that magnitude with such details,
I think eventually it'll eventually be available on Amazon.
Yeah.
All right, excellent, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Hubert.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, it was about we're wrapping up because we're running out of time. But
let me just wrap up then and tell you that I think that helping to write history is humbling, but hopefully we will allow people like Dale who didn't know that to know from people who are watching keenly, and we're going to put it in your hands in these volumes like 50 Days of Fire. That's the target. That's the aim.
It's great.
Yes. Wonderful job, Hubert and Michael. I want to thank you for coming on Primal today.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
I must get one of that. I must get one for myself.
I have the other 2 books, you know. They're right in over the corner right there. So you will, Hubert will be signing my copy soon. Hubert
definitely will.
Yeah, I have the trilogy, the 3 books.
I have the Champs book, 100 Years and the other one.
Yeah.
Well, people, you know what time it is? It's time for sports commentary with Peter Young.
Well, greetings, everyone. Sports commentary time, eh? Well, tonight, there's a very exciting fight going on for people like myself who are, we study the martial arts deeply. Adesanya, the style bender, will be fighting against the only man that's ever knocked him out, a man named Pereira. And I think it's going to be an exciting fight. So about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, make sure your TV's on ESPN2, because I think Adesanya will have his hands full, because he says a lot has changed. But I don't think much has changed in terms of his boxing technique. His grappling is not good enough to get Pereira down, and therefore I suspect the fight will be fought on the feet, and Adesanya's little tricks of pace changes and so on, none of those will correct a glass chin, So when Mr. Pereira connects with him tonight, I expect it will be one of his last times we see him in the octagon. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my thing. No, table tennis. I noticed there was a Pan Am Games recently, and guess who was absent? Kane Watson. But guess who wasn't absent? Everybody else. So it was won by Hugo Calderano, the man from Brazil. He beat Kanakja of the USA in the finals. It was a very high quality game, unlike the team events when Kanak had beaten him before. And Calderano seems to have a problem playing at the lower levels. I've noticed he struggles against his homeboys. He does well against European and Chinese opposition, but not so good. Chinese national championships is going on now. After that flurry of table tennis we've been having, the Chinese national championships and the hardest tournament in the world to play is going on right now. And guess who won it? Fan Jindong. He beat teammate Lin Gaoyan in the finals. But the match was very high quality, but the person I was looking out for, the coming man Wang Chuxin, lost very early. So did Xu Jin, who I thought was trying to make some redemption, because Xu Jin might have retired by now. And so why is he playing? I thought he would have gone a little deeper in the draw. But I'm noticing something about table tennis in a deal. The backhand is becoming dominant even in Chinese table tennis. Fan Jindong, as you know, is a backhand dominant player. So are most of the Europeans, many of the Europeans. Very few players like Truls and so on are playing forehand. Ma Long is probably the last of the all-out forehand players now. I've noticed now the tendency now is for players to seek to the middle of the game and control it with the backhand. But it's more, I find it quite surprising that Chinese table tennis, the players who are playing domestic in China, they're more backhand dominant. The semi-finalist guy was dominant with the backhand. The winner is a backhand dominant player. Table tennis might be changing. A few little World Cup points before we head out of here. Brazil named their team, their 26-man team. And they left out one player who I expected to see in the team, was Firmino. Not that big an impact in my opinion. Brazil have an attacking, they have too many wingers in the team in everybody's opinion. Not enough midfield attackers. Firmino is pretty straightforward, but not all that creative. So I don't think we will miss him that much. But I was going to read out the Brazil team, but everybody can get that online, I suppose. But let me talk about our own Brazil now. Reggae Boys. Reggae Boys played against Cameroon the other day. And I was a bit disappointed that the coach, Mr. Hallgrimsson, he was talking down the game before it came on. Cameroon is a big team and we have mostly local boys and this, that. I did not like that. I like when I'm playing a match, I want to see some trash talk and I want to see some ambition, especially from my coach. I think, Mr. Hallgrimsson being from Iceland is a bit too cool for school. I think that Hallgrimsson need to be a little bit more fired up and get the boys hyped, like the man who we interviewed earlier on today. You see when that man talk to you and go to my YouTube, you'll see it. The players are fired up. But Hallgrimsson is a bit too cool for me. I don't like this foolishness about local team against, we using a local squad and all this kind of thing. Why is he lowering expectations? I don't like it. We have to take the fight to people. The newspapers, what's the headline? Reggae Boys hold the Cameroon. No. It must be Reggae Boys almost beat Cameroon. You follow what I'm saying? The mindset is defeatist. It is like we are twice defeated before we take to the field. So Qatar is coming up. And I've been looking at Qatar, $200 billion were spent by Qatar to host this World Cup. 3 times more than all the other 4 World Cups put together. Wow. In billions of dollars. 40 workers died from heat exhaustion and falling from heights in building the 8 or 9 stadiums. 2 people almost went to jail. Michel Platini, Sepp Blatter, and probably half of the FIFA's board almost went to jail for accepting bribes in choosing this country of 3 million people. Why is a small country with no history of football and the temperature rising to 120 degrees Fahrenheit hosting the World Cup? They've put the World Cup back now several months to play the World Cup in winter just because of the temperatures. They're going to have to air condition it, all kind of thing. I think it's going to be a strange World Cup. In addition, being in a Muslim country, no alcohol can be had outside of the designated areas. So I don't know how some of us at this table would even, Yeah. Ladies, you have to keep covered up. No exposed shoulders, no midriffs, etc., etc. It's going to be an interesting World Cup. But still, the favorites are Brazil. That's sports commentary. What say you?
Yes.
Yeah. World Cup coming up, people. And I mean, I don't know about you there, but I can't wait. Can't wait to World Cup. Yes. But I mean, Peter touched on a few key points there and I don't even know where to start. But from the other day, I don't like his UFC predictions. And I mean, he's been way off. So don't go with that. Pereira, Adesanya will handle business. The style bender, giving it in style. I'm learning the jiu-jitsu. I don't know. Peter don't understand that I'm becoming a jiu-jitsu master myself. But
yeah. And you know, I'm going to table tennis route with Peter. Calarana, if you notice, Calarana have problem with people who play close to the table. You know, he struggles against Kanak, struggles against Harimoto and some other players. Once you stay close, it tend to give him a little trouble because he tend to step back a little bit more. And when you talk about the backhand being dominant, Peter, yes, the game has changed.
But who wins?
And the backhand is much easier to recover with the backhand than the forehand. So you know, it's a shortcut route. Yes, especially in the service, especially in the service return. Yeah. You know, it's much easier to recover. And you find that the Chinese they tend to be ahead of the game. You know. Yeah,
Peter is more of a forehand player himself.
Yeah, they tend to be ahead of the game. And please remember that the phone lines are open. It is 876-552-7406. That's 876-552-7406 via WhatsApp only.
I mean, talk about any sporting topic. I mean, whether it's tennis, UFC. Even so, you saw the tennis match the other day. Djokovic lost in the finals to teenager from Denmark, is it? Holger Rune. I mean, Djokovic better watch himself because his GOAT title going around loosely the other day. But let's see. I mean, some young kids coming up.
Yeah, we'll wait for the Australian Open in January.
Yeah, but still a big player. But yeah. Yes. But it's all about the World Cup if you ask me coming up. I mean,
yes.
We see the last set of matches playing in some of the European leagues today. Man City losing. I mean, Arsenal was up 2-0 not too long ago. I mean, so we're going into the break with Arsenal atop the EPL. Wow. Napoli atop Syria. Barcelona atop La Liga. So PSG atop France. Yeah. So a lot of injuries coming up. We see where Sadio Mane had been injured, but he's still going to the World Cup. Son Min say he recovered for the World Cup, but I'm holding back my predictions till closer to the World Cup.
To see who's fit.
To see who's fit and who's not fit. So we have to look at the deeper squads. And I think that teams with deeper squads, the big name teams, the Brazil, the Germany, Portugal has a deep squad. I don't think England has a deep squad.
What about Netherlands?
Have a young squad, if you ask me. Young squad. Belgium has an experienced squad. Who am I missing out? Argentina, the actual favorites. Well,
Argentina
the team that I predict to win, not the actual favorite, but definitely in the runnings. But I mean,
predicted Argentina as well. You know, they were right for the last World Cup. So
I mean,
so Argentina. I think a lot of people are saying Argentina now,
and I think they're doing it on a few merits. One, most people want to see Messi win. I mean, to top off his career with a victory. We all want to see that player reach the pinnacle of your sport. But I don't think whatever happens at the World Cup won't tarnish his career, but definitely can enhance it. And if Argentina wins this World Cup, everybody will accept what I already accept, that Messi is the GOAT.
Okay.
Whether he wins there or not, he's still a GOAT. But I think that to the wider public, everybody will crown him and be like, hey, that man is special. We still have people who prefer other players, but
I'm actually something. You don't put a big value on winning and at that level.
World Cup?
I mean, just winning overall. You know, when you say somebody is a GOAT of something, you're using every other statistics except for winning.
Yeah, but what do you win at? It's just like if you're comparing tennis, everybody looks at the Grand Slams. You don't look at the ATP series and the mini series that much.
Well, they don't have the same value.
They have the same value.
So if Messi don't win a World Cup, Can you really put Messi in that conversation, like as a Maradona and a Pele?
Yes.
When you really look at it,
Definitely.
So you don't. So that means that the value of winning the biggest title on earth, you don't put any value to it.
I do, but why I don't put it at the highest value is because it's played every 4 years.
So if you had
anything can happen in 4 year period.
If you had a system of calculation, you're calculating, this value, this value, that. If you add it up and Messi don't win a World Cup, Messi wouldn't finish on top. Probably.
Yes, he would.
You think so?
Yeah, because here I would look at it. For one, what you can measure and what you can't measure. Certain things you can't measure, like impact on the field and impact in the sport at large. Maradona definitely had an impact on the game that you can't necessarily measure. We look at the numbers and crunch the stats and we see where you have goals, assists, you do all these biometrics.
Yeah, we can't measure it now, Ken.
But the thing is, the game is different back then from now also. Yeah. But what do you play in and out every year?
Yeah, football.
Club football.
Yeah, club football.
That's what you play in and out.
Yeah.
You play your regional titles every 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what value?
You play World Cup every 4 years. No,
what's the most important title to a football?
It's just like you're going to say, all right, comparing across sports, it's kind of hard to do. But if you look at Tom Brady titles, Michael Jordan titles, they play their sport each and every year. Michael Jordan has 6 titles. Tom Brady has 7.
Yeah.
LeBron has 5. Tiger Woods plays the Masters every year. World Cup is played every 4 years. So the window is too big.
So you're saying the window is too big, so you can't put that.
No, there's definitely merits on it. But then again, if you have a ranking system, for instance, and you rank World Cup, say 5 stars, you rank club football, say 4 or 3 stars, and you add your regional, whether it's Euros or Copa or Gold Cup or wherever you're situated, where they want to put it at 3 stars or 2 stars. If you have a ranking system where you put merit, so you put World Cup at 10 stars and you put club football at 2 stars, no matter how wide you put that bracket, I'm going to let you come up with a metric system and you put all the titles together and you come up with a number system and see who comes out on top.
Yes.
Who do you think will come out on top? Plus the numbers.
I think
since everybody wants to quantify all these things, because even so, impact on the game.
Impact on the game.
Maradona had a big impact on the game.
It have a lot to do with
impact on the field.
Mentality. It have will. The will
to win.
And you see the will, it have an energy. Because thoughts have energy. We know that. Right? So Maradona, for me, mentally, is much stronger than a Messi. And that is why Maradona could have brought a no-name team and carried them to the championship.
Who's the no-name team?
The team in Italy, the club team.
You're talking club football now.
I'm just giving you an example.
Napoli,
so I think that Maradona had an impact on the players around him because of.
So why didn't he win at Barcelona?
Maybe he was a little bit younger that time, man.
Why didn't he win more club titles?
I'm just saying.
Why didn't he win more club titles?
World Cup.
Why didn't he win Copa?
Messi have to win a World Cup to be in the conversation for me. Yeah, you have to kind of will.
So to me, if you put Messi in the conversation, you're kind of bringing him down to their level. What Messi has accomplished and he's doing year in, year out.
I think winning a World Cup is important. It's very important.
It is important. I'm saying it only can enhance his legacy. But and then you have the eye test.
I wouldn't put him calling
Then you have
the
the eye test. The eye test. Just to watch him play. Watch him score the goals he scored. Watch the passing. Who is a better passer?
It's debatable.
Who is a better scorer?
It is also debatable.
But you're just saying he's not in the conversation. If it's debatable, he must be in the conversation.
No. What I'm saying is that
it must be in the conversation.
No, you're talking skill-wise. You know, when you have great and you have greatest, Pele and Maradona, I think, separate themselves because of World Cup titles.
So Zidane is greater than Messi then?
Zidane?
Yeah.
No.
But you win the World Cup.
No, you can't. That's what I'm saying. You don't use one thing alone. You don't use one thing. You can use in club football. You use in
But Zidane had a good club career as well.
Yeah, but Zidane is not a better player than Messi. No.
Why not?
No, he's not a greater player
Why
than Messi.
not?
But Zidane is in the conversation with Messi. Some people can debate that Zidane is better.
So Ronaldinho is better than Messi?
Ronaldinho? No.
Why not?
No.
Ronaldinho win a World Cup?
No. But for me, some people...
Ronaldo, R9 is better than Messi.
To tell you the truth, I really think R9, if he wasn't injured, I would definitely have him up in my top 3. I thought that man was great.
To me, R9 is the best Brazilian of all time.
Boy, that man is great. But for me, I just saying you have to. I put a value on the World Cup.
So Romario is better than Messi.
No, no, man, you're going too far.
But these people win World Cup. These people have won World Cup and have done good at club career level and have scored a bunch of goals.
What Maradona did, did it as a leader. It's like you're talking about Robert
all these players that I name, have different styles and different attributes and different strengths. All of their strengths, all their attributes.
Was Romario,
Messi is equal or better?
Was Romario the leader of that 94 Brazilian team? Was he really the leader?
You tell me.
No, he wasn't.
Who was the leader?
No, you had Cafu. You had a lot of guys on the field with Leonardo. You had a lot of guys.
Cafu came to prominence later in the career. I don't think Cafu even played 94.
You had Bebeto.
Dunga.
You had Bebeto.
Bebeto.
No, I'm just
Romario was the man on that team.
He wasn't the leader to the way Maradona led his teams to victory. That's what I mean.
No, I think you guys carrying it down too low.
Too low?
The greatest footballer of all time. There's a small group, maybe four people. It's Pele. It's Maradona. It's possibly Messi.
No, you said 4. It can't be possible. Just name the 4.
It's probably Messi. Hold on.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. One Prime. Yeah.
This debate over who's the greatest, huh?
I mean, debates were made to
Can't
the
stop.
Can never stop. I mean, it's just putting your points on the table.
I don't believe in his greatest of all time. Time don't stop yet.
So far.
So far.
It means so far.
So far.
Are the greatest?
Yes.
Well, that's a tough one, but each his own.
You sound like a Brazilian fan.
Messi's name is there. Pelé is still there. Maradona is still there.
Exactly.
I think the only thing that separates Messi from all the others is just that one World Cup. That's the only thing that separates him from them.
How about even so if Messi wins 1, so for instance Messi wins this World Cup, Pele still has 3.
If he wins
So Pele is the greatest then, undisputed, because he has 3 World Cups. Is the same.
No. There are a number of criteria you must fit. We didn't say it's just based on the number of World Cups you win or
just at least one. Just at least top of the mountain.
But to be regarded as the greatest, you must have climbed every mountain.
I'm not really that Messi fan, but he only needs one World Cup.
I agree.
He doesn't need no World Cup. Messi is the greatest person to ever touch a football. Messi, the thing is, all what these players do, Messi can do it as equal or better.
Oh, you're talking just technical ability? Yes, man.
Yes,
he's probably one of the greatest in terms of. But
there's nobody can score better or pass the ball
his
better than
heading
Messi.
ability could never match Pele.
No, but
You agree?
I mean, his man has the ball at his foot. Who go hit the ball? Who goes square the ball to Messi? Messi's the one squaring the ball and square the goals. Who goes square the ball to Messi?
I know a lot of technical players.
Yes.
But they don't win anything.
It's true.
Listen, there's another element to greatness,
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's another step that you have to reach, that mental part where you have to reach.
Yes.
And I just don't think Messi is a bulldog.
I find he doesn't have the aggression.
He
does.
Put it this way, I don't think Messi can lead a country, can make people follow him. That's my problem.
You know what?
Maradona
I'm
lead people.
You know what I'm concluding here.
Moses, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm seeing here. You know, so leading up to hold up a second there, O'Neal. You know what I'm noticing here? Because all this football talk is happening all across right now because of World Cup. And most people talking about football right now do not watch club football. Just wait every 4 years and want to jump on and talk football.
Nobody at this table. Though.
I watch football day in, day out, and believe me, Messi is an alien.
And I did stuff that he is saying. I think he can do more for Jamaica's football. It's great that he's on a chance. They can do all that. And I hope that in the future, some bridge can be made between Phoenix and Jamaica, where you can actually spoon feed the Jamaica system, and that can work. As it relates to the World Cup, I kind of like Peter's idea about the best of the rest, but I want to tweak it a little bit. So rather than have the best of the rest playing against the World Cup winner or deciding that third title, you can have actually the best players forming two different teams. You take them to the World Cup and let them be the curtain raiser for the World Cup.
Curtain raiser.
Like an exhibition.
You think you want to add more value to what the World Cup is?
That exhibition match between the best of the rest. 42 players, 44 players, you name it. And you're playing against each other. They'll be the curtain raiser.
And do you think these players would want to play that?
Play the World Cup winner afterwards as another charity event.
You think these players would want to play that?
And we could use the winnings to cure world hunger. I agree.
It's not just for the players themselves, but also for the fans. The players themselves would like to be at the World Cup. The team
Yeah, man, true.
Like, for example, you probably never see Norway at the World Cup, so Holland will never be at the World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why I like my
And you
idea.
think he wants to go to the World Cup and play an exhibition match?
Give them the chance to be at the World Cup and representing a team. You are one versus you are two, and
That's a grand waste of time if you're asking me.
but you can be a part of an international exhibition.
No.
I agree.
But you can do that anytime. You can do that after the tournament. Exhibition? Hold on, do you know that this is like Marcus Aurelius? This is like a gladiator. This is like war, and you want to put an exhibition in the greatest show on earth where people go out there, blood, sweat, and
And
tears
that's why I think it should
qualification.
be part of the tournament. It should be
Exhibition?
no. My best of the rest should be part of the tournament.
It's like you want to put a wrestling match before a
what you
boxing heavyweight match.
The best of the rest. So the winner of the tournament.
Yes.
You're gonna play the best of the rest.
For what reason? To do what?
For
To
how much
lose?
money?
No.
How much money? Is there
Hold on.
money
Let
that-
me restate my
Don't
idea.
put a tag
Let
on
me
it.
thank you for reminding me. Let me restate my idea. I am saying some of the best players in the world will never see a World Cup.
Agree.
So every tournament should have in the draw a best of the rest
in the
team.
draw.
In the draw.
No.
I mean, why is Qatar? Hold on. Qatar playing in the draw, you know.
Yeah, it's a host country.
Why is Qatar playing in the World Cup?
Blatter. And
The host country.
Platini.
No,
That's
your
why.
host country.
Well, that's why. Blatter and
I prefer to just say, all right, host team, you have to qualify. If you can't qualify, don't play the World Cup.
I don't even know if Qatar can find 11 players, you know.
No, Qatar is semi-decent. I mean, Qatar could beat Jamaica. And Jamaica was
We
in
are
the runnings.
semi-decent.
And we're in the runnings for qualification of the World Cup. We have been to the World Cup before. I mean,
That's another time, another.
yeah, so
another 4 years.
Trinidad has been to the World Cup before. You're telling me Qatar can be one of those teams? I just need.
I'll go and look it up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
why add exhibition to it? It's the greatest show on earth already. Why you want to add exhibition to it? But tell me, you add more teams.
Why not?
But
I
you don't
think
give
there
me
are
a
too much
good
teams in
reason.
the World Cup, you know. I actually
I
think
think the next World Cup will have more, right?
Yeah, I think so.
they're constantly increasing.
It's watering on the World Cup, if you ask me.
Rather than play against the World Cup winner. You have a curtain raiser when the two teams have
What do you think that would?
players who can't just didn't make it to the World Cup.
You think that would add viewership?
The players like it. So why not?
You think the players? I don't think the players would like it.
Why not?
By the way, give us your pick for the World Cup.
You have a forward line with Holland and Liam Bailey on one side.
Leon who?
Leon Bailey?
Why not?
I think
you know,
Leon-
Ivan Toney scored a double today to sink Manchester City and didn't get called up for the England team. And I mean, so
And I spoke to him about this is Newcastle team again. First time I checked, the Newcastle not going anywhere.
Where are they going? Where they finishing? We're winning the league? We're not talking about second and third place.
They are very much
in the runnings for what? For not winning a cup?
They are upsetting teams right now.
I mean, Orlando Magic is upsetting teams in the NBA. They won't not win NBA.
They can squeeze into the top four and ease out somebody. But they are playing good.
And what is that? You get a trophy for that?
Qualification.
For qualification as qualify in the round? I'm just saying. What's Newcastle for what?
Is Leon Bailey our best player? I just heard him make a World 11.
Andre Blake, I think, is our best player.
I think so. I think Blake is our best player. I don't have Leon Bailey as our best player.
But he's definitely up there.
He's one of our 11 best.
But we'll consider that, O'Neal.
Ain't going to happen.
Nice. Yeah, man.
By the way, give us your pick for World Cup before you go. 5 seconds.
He's gone.
Yeah, well, yeah. I know what you probably said.
Ronaldo is a Ronaldo fan.
Brazil fan.
I'm Portugal and Brazilian probably bring, but yeah.
I am bringing Brazil, and I think based on what I see, I don't see anything to come close. The other teams have a few strong players, but Brazil is so strong.
What if Cristiano Ronaldo wins World Cup? Portugal, would he be greater than Messi?
Yes.
Ain't no chance.
The two players are very close statistically.
Would he be in the conversation now with Maradona? Would he be the greatest of all time if Portugal wins the World Cup?
Portugal win this World Cup and this man outshine people.
Yes.
Why? It's going to be hard for debate Ronaldo fans them out there.
Correct. World Cup is not an easy thing to win.
No, it's not easy.
World Cup is not an easy thing to win. And if Cristiano Ronaldo step up and play 8 years ago, Cristiano Ronaldo.
We have 32 teams realistically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's about 6 teams.
Yes,
that I think that you could take a pick. And
England is not one of the 6. Regardless of what you guys started.
Don't say that McDale.
England is not one of the 6
Don't say that McDale here.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, they're in the World Cup and they should come up with
a probably put them as part of the 6, no?
No, they're in the 8, but they're not in the 6.
They're not in the 6.
No, the 6 is real.
Brazil.
Not even in the 7.
Argentina.
Brazil, Argentina, France.
Denmark?
No,
you don't put
Denmark and Belgium.
I put Denmark over England.
Yes, I would.
Portugal over them.
And Portugal.
Spain.
Germany.
Spain, I would put in
Nobody's
as well, above
talking about
England.
Spain, though.
Germany.
Spain above England.
Yeah, and Germany as well. Because if the draw is favorable and Germany meets Brazil,
so
Germany has
England
Brazil
is
ticket.
8 or 9.
As a football group, Ken, what about Spain? Nobody, I'm just saying.
Spain has a young squad.
Young
midfield.
The midfield is quite. The midfield is quite
line. Yes, damage, but I don't see them going all the way.
You don't see
and Spain is normally perennial failures. Apart from that wonder squad that won the World Cup.
If they had an striker, then I would have included them because they have a really good midfield.
Young midfield.
Even now.
And people tend to fail to understand that. You see, this World Cup.
And they have a system.
Yes,
World Cup and club football is 2 different kettle of fish. The people going hard for 90 minutes just to represent the country. And represent the country is I see Neymar sitting down waiting to hear him name forget call up. Come on, Neymar go make the team. And when Neymar hear him get up and hug him brother and his sister and his wife and all
Everybody
of
was
that.
nervous. No, but
to me, Neymar should be like, I'm not even watching this.
No, and you know, I almost said something like that, but the coach, there's a lot of power in the hands of the coach, you know.
Of course.
The Brazil coach have a lot of power.
Yeah, and to see
Tete name, Tete. Yeah.
And to even so, that shows you to these players what representing the country means and the value of going out there.
That was what I saw, you know. I thought when I see it happening, I was saying, I don't think these guys trust the coach. I think them saying that boy up to the coach for make a
remember,
you know the man of your life in my hands. That's what I saw.
Famous for that,
Brazilian coaches are famous.
Remember Romario didn't go 98, you know.
And Ronaldinho sat out one World Cup. He should have been on that team.
So
I'm saying so these players, I mean the passion to represent the country. Because you remember you're growing up, you always look up and be like, oh, I want to represent my country at the World Cup. It's like pride and joy. That's why they switch clubs and go all over, but you cannot switch your country and you have to go back home.
One thing about Brazilian Federation, though, you know, when they give you the team to coach, they seem to give you the team.
Leave you alone.
Yes, because for him to leave out players at will, and you can see the relief on some of the players when they got picked, because they knew it was tight.
I mean, just to represent the country and go out there is a Big feat.
It is.
No matter how big you are, or how much you're on top of the world, because remember, your home is home, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to go back home, you know. And when you want to go back home, you want to be like, you bring pride to your country. I guarantee you, a whole heap of Brazil people are going to cry this World Cup. Neymar included.
What's the common
They're
thing
going to be a meme.
with champions of the World Cup, Kane and Peter? What the common factor with most champions of the World Cup? Winners of the
They have a good balanced squad.
Good balanced squad.
I think so. I think that there's always a mixture of everybody's coming to form at the right moment. The best players are near the end of their careers. You always have good forwards who are hot.
And experienced players.
Yes.
Players
and every team that has won. If you look at France now, it's just timing, you know. Because some of their players are not at their best. I mean, Mbappe's still playing good. But some of their players are just not at their best at the moment.
And experience. And form.
So what about the X factor? Somebody like a Messi or somebody like a Ronaldo. Somewhat, I mean, like with championship teams like a Maradona, like
the doubt that I have about Messi.
You have teams that win with like Germany probably have one.
Germany always have a machine team.
Just a machine team.
Them always have a very competent goalkeeper and a well-coached team and very disciplined team, and that's why they win tournaments. Tournaments require effort all the time.
Brazil
will make a mistake in a tournament. Brazil will make a mistake in a tournament.
Something like 6-1 or 7-1.
They got 7-1 from Germany.
Germany kind of have them ticket. And if Germany top the group, them and Germany are going to meet up.
I think Brazil is now so technical and superior they will walk through every team. Take that to the bank. You can put money.
In what era,
I think Kane is right doing. Germany is a deadly team. If them can come out.
That's Germany, the legend. But are you looking at the new team now? Them don't have what the guy name Ozil and
Ozil. Not going to
they don't have the
Goretzka. I want to call.
Interesting.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Yeah, Primal, everything is Primal, right?
Everything is Primal. Yeah, it's been a minute I hear this voice on the Primal. He was a break, man. The phone line still working every Saturday. And I mean, you choose a tough day to call because I know you're a Man City fan. Is this energy?
Definitely. You know, it's been a while. I want to just show you things set more while on the time.
Oh, you're a busy man. Yeah, I understand.
So I want to things, but nonetheless,
yeah, so give us a sporting topic for the day. Or for the month. Yeah.
You know, football, Real is the World Cup running. You have the Money Cup.
Schoolboy football.
Took place right now.
Yeah, finish
Last leg.
of the quarterfinal round. KC winning 4-2, by the way.
4-2, yeah.
Yeah, so KC will meet your school stats in the semi-final, and JC will play. No, it's finished. 4-2. It's finished. It's finished.
Stats is my team also, you know.
Yeah.
Stats. Consistent though.
KC is a team to beat all around.
I think so.
They beat the better team. I think them have a strong 11, maybe 12 or 13 players. You know, but my team, they can't rule them out.
Well, you're in the semi-finals, so that should say a lot.
Most consistent team also with KC and JC for the past maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, definitely.
And the money, you know, semi-final, 5 consecutive semi-finals.
Yeah, in the mix in recent times, and I mean, it shows there's a good program down there. But
I think it was on the right thing from early on. These 4 teams should make it to the semi.
yeah.
When I look around, no people. My team was under the radar. Wasn't talked about much. But like I said, you cannot rule us up.
You can't read the ball is round and you're in the semi-final.
I want to tell you this, you know, because Mona is the most talked about team, but KC is the best team, you know. Mr. Butler have everybody talking about Mona. Mona get prime time games, you know.
Yeah, but it's...
And the KC are the best team, KC and JC really.
I believe KC is the team to beat because...
So anybody beats KC wins the title.
You have the whisper everywhere. You mean great form at the moment.
Scored a hat trick today.
But I have something in store for him, though.
No. What store? What store? Hardware store? Tile store? Clothing store?
Next week,
What kind of store you have for him?
my central defender,
Mm-hmm.
number 4
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I watch out for that.
Well, we watch out for them.
You know, the Stats is a defensive team from ever since. Though.
And I heard you guys played a good match against JC, although JC won love. I heard you had a host of chances. Yeah, I heard you got a host of chances.
Not just that, we make changes coming into the game, knowing that both team already advanced through to the next round.
Yeah.
We then want to push. I'm going to extra mile because
Do you know when is this?
that are coming to play.
Do you know when is the semi-final matchup? Next.
No, we were both advanced.
Yeah, I know. When is the match? Do you know when is the semis?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think the dates have been announced yet.
Yeah, they don't send it out yet.
Yeah, but I mean.
But I think this next weekend we're going to have a Super Cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think in another week they're going to have
The Walker Cup.
The Walker Cup.
Probably the Walker Cup as well. World Cup, yeah.
Every 4 years, the greatest
Show on earth.
on earth.
Yeah. Who you have?
Is it finally going to be Messi time?
What do you think?
What do you think?
Well, without a doubt, you cannot dispute the individual. You cannot talk about his talent and his pure quality, but I never cheer for Argentina.
Yeah.
Not my team.
Which team is your team?
I think what is due to Caesar is due to Caesar. He really deserve it because being consistent for the past maybe 15 years or more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
All in work, show everything. He do so much. You know what more can he do? Just to get the World Cup now and put the icing on the cake and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's why we're still having this conversation up to now who is better, Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh.
Messi is a gifted.
No, it is true.
It's
That's
a
the
debate out there.
conversation. Yeah.
He's an alien. He's out of this world.
Usain Bolt,
Yeah.
one of a kind athlete.
Yeah.
You're not going to see another Usain Bolt till probably next 200 years or more or so.
Yeah.
And I see a thing I can't say about Lionel Messi.
But even so, that you're saying you're not going with Argentina. Who are you going with for the World Cup?
It has been as open as it is.
Sounds like you're going with Man City for the World Cup.
But
You're going with Man City for the World Cup.
I cheer for Spain, you know.
Spain.
Yeah, I cheer for Spain. I like Spain, and you know, I love to see the beautiful football
Tiki taka.
passing game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they play tiki-taka.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So them call it.
I like the precise passing. I know you utilize the whole width and the field.
Yeah.
But Stats don't play that football, man.
And that's how central technical players.
I was waiting for that one.
It has been something that plagued me for more than 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
Manchester City to win the Champions League and Stats to win the money.
Manning Cup. All right then.
The double is seven.
Yeah,
The
man.
double, no, the
All
double.
right.
And Spain for the World Cup, the treble.
Being to the world.
You know, so if you put that ticket on a bet,
Kansas City for the Super Bowl.
if you put those bets on a ticket,
Yeah.
for those matches, all you need to put is $100. A Donald Sangster, Jamaican $100, and you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah, long odds.
Yeah, but you should do that. Those 4 teams winning ain't gonna happen.
Look at it.
Yeah, you go. Ain't gonna happen.
I think Spain get about 8-1 or something.
Yeah.
We'll
All
see.
right.
All right.
All
Thanks
right.
for the
Thank you
call.
very much.
Energy.
All right. Respect our manners and you know Primal the thing they attack.
Yeah, man. For real, for real.
Respect.
Big up.
Yeah.
Flow Cup next week.
Super
Let me
cool.
ask you guys something.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched Jamaica play in the last 2 years where we score first and then our opponent score in the last part of the match? How many times you see that?
A lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Why, knowing the history, why did the coach, Hal Grimson, Why after we scored a goal, which was against a runner play,
Yeah.
we weren't dominating the game, we were scrambling all along. Why we never just kill off the game? Having scored once. Jamaica don't score more than once every 2 or 3 games,
Yeah.
We're not a high scoring team, even against Cayman. If we play Cayman and Grenada right now, I don't think the match going to go more than 1 goal or 2. So why did Mr. Hallgrimson not lock up shop? Is that there's a skill to locking up shop,
Of course.
Yes, so why we never have that? 11 behind the ball.
11
You're up 1 love. Much to your surprise and expectation. You know how would have value a win against Cameroon?
Yeah.
Especially for the fans and
Yeah.
I mean the movement that they're looking for. But
He must
it's still a decent result, but
I don't think it's a decent result. It's an okay result.
It's okay. Yeah,
It's an
decent.
okay. Okay. It's an okay result.
Okay result.
But I'm saying that I want to see my coach doing some coaching. When Messi came on the field, I didn't think we'd put enough attention
Argentina
to crowding
match?
him out of the match. Yes. And that's what I look for in a coach, I want to see the coach make a change that a simpleton like me can appreciate and I say, okay,
Yeah,
a wide attacker. I see what you're doing. I want to see something like that. And Hallgrimson's, this is second match now, right?
Yes, second
I don't think that first of all, I don't think that there's a guy named Babatunde. He was their number 10. And there was another guy, number 12, for Cameroon. Them guys, they had way too much freedom. Babatunde just going through the middle and I'm
that's
saying...
not Cameroon's strong team.
And it's not them strong team.
But
Babatunde is the best known baller.
It's not our strong
Babatunde, what's his name?
It's not our strong team.
Aki. I don't remember his name.
Peter,
But
I think you're being a little bit too hard on the coach.
really?
Yeah,
We're
man.
paying a lot of money,
Come on, give him some time, man.
I mean, it was
Probably
hard on
don't know
top as well. If you
Yeah,
remember.
listen. I have to be fair, I have to be fair. I have to be fair. I have to be fair. I mark hard. And I'm saying I want to see the
some
coach.
adjustments.
I want to see adjustments, and then I will know that the coach is there trying to
So
find
how
the best
about
team.
how the team played? Is there any system? Is there any form? What?
The guy who scored the goal for Jamaica, what I saw, I liked.
Master.
He was very calm. Him find him way behind the defense, him get the ball, him shift the goalie almost, and kick into the straight home goal. That's what forwards do. I like that.
Played for Hillel in Manning Cup.
He did?
Yeah.
So about the structure of the team?
Is that Hillel youth?
Yeah, Hillel.
Oh, Hillel in
Hillel Academy.
that Hillel.
Yeah, Hillel Academy.
What I'm saying, Peter, you see
Master.
any style, any form, any formation, any
No,
difference in how we play
no,
under this guy? No,
I didn't see the good thing is that I only saw highlights, 2 different set of highlights.
Okay.
But I didn't see us turning back the ball as much as before, which I like. I like us not turning back the ball so much. Negative possession.
You like how Craig and Mona.
It's not Craig alone. I like positive possession.
But Peter,
by the way, I'll tell you something else.
I watch the football, although you guys don't think. I don't believe that you must always force the ball forward.
No, you mustn't. But
Great teams don't do that.
Jamaica allows our opponents to set their defense too often. It's like we call it half-court basketball. Where the ball come back and we pass it around and they set their defense and you never see Jamaica going against an unorganized defense. When them coming at us, we are disorganized. You notice that?
Yeah.
I don't like the concept of always talking about going forward. I think sometimes you can go back forward.
No, I'm not talking about. I saw Craig's video, and that's not what I'm talking about.
When you say great teams, Peter, great teams, whether it's club, international football, they don't just play one.
No, but let me ask you a question. Of course. But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You see Cameroon turning the ball back?
Well, they don't need to.
These Africans coming at you like a bunch of Africans.
That is why they can't win World Cup.
Actually, no. They have a very direct style. And by the way, the skill level where them have, the skill level where the African have, that's why Africans will always find a way in the Europe leagues, You know that? Anytime you want a penetrative baller, go to Africa. When who make a statement about him only use African players? That's what you want. You need more penetrative. We watching TV, we want to see ballers working.
You need one or two, Peter, but you cannot have a team with everybody. Like now, I remember Nigeria '94. Them was just playing.
That was a great team. I'm sorry. That was a great team. That Brazil team with Falcao, Socrates, and all those guys.
Carlos, can that win championships?
Yeah, man, they can win too, man.
I've never seen.
I became a fan of football watching Brazil.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a turn back ball, but Ken, you're supposed to agree with me. Ball have a turn back and swing back.
Possession.
Yeah, man.
If you knock it around and get people
Get people out of position.
Possession is only important if you then hand the ball to a creative midfielder who can break down defenses.
Sure.
Where Jamaica have that? We have that? Who is the creative baller for Jamaica? Liam Bailey? Who is the creative baller for Jamaica?
Ravel Morrison.
Yes, perhaps Ravel. Okay,
Lamar
Ravel.
Walker.
Ravel and Maggie. I think Maggie. I think he's
Lamar
been.
Walker
I think
well.
Maggie has gotten a rough deal. What little I saw of him, I think that man would have made a great midfielder.
Maybe some attitude problem. Remember,
It could be.
And most footballers, them have attitude problems.
Speaking of attitude problem.
Oh my!
You saw Darko bad behavior in the tournament.
No,
he lost in the finals against a Japanese.
I don't want so much table tennis.
I watch a lot of table tennis. Darko smash him racket, to pieces. Yes.
Yeah.
If it was a Chinaman, he'd be banned for life.
Different discipline, different
banned for
discipline.
life.
But GK kick down the bar and mash out the bar, man.
We're going into somebody over. We're going into somebody's time. Whose time we taking up?
DJ Gaddafi.
Oh my!
DJ Gaddafi woman.
Well, we have to close off the show right now. So I want to thank Craig Butler for coming on, and also
he had a busy day.
Yes, a very busy day. Losing 4-2 to Kingston College.
But he's in the semi-final and would play.
Boy, very
JC.
dramatic on the sideline though, Mr. Butler.
Yeah,
full of drama though, man.
Passion.
Tears coming back to tie the score 2-2.
Very passionate.
Sure, so the man love him team.
Yeah, man, passionate.
Yes, I like that.
I'd like to see that blood pressure reading though, because I see them.
He's reading blood pressure.
It's very rarely see the coach. It's very rarely see the coach connected up to all kind of wires while the match is going.
And also Hubert, track and field analyst Hubert Lawrence, Michael Grant.
Yeah.
Have the
50
new book
days
out.
of fire.
50 days of fire.
Yes.
There's one word, AFIRE.
It's also 50 days on fire too, you know. They
Please be sure to get your copy, and I'm guarantee you, it's a good read, and it's very
book.
Informative. Tells the history of track and field of Jamaica. And we're fast down here. We're fast in Jamaica.
I have direct quotes from the actual athletes and coaches as well, so you can get an insight to how things went on.
The story has to be recorded. We need to make our
very
history.
Factual.
We need to record our history.
Yes.
It's not good enough to do great things and then later on nobody remembers.
Yes. And I tell you, boy, I hear people saying Donald was a big man back in the days.
Nearly like Donald Quarry.
Really great. So guys, go and get the book.
DJ on the mic.
And if you missed the information, you can always play it back and get the name.
And listen, we apologize. We apologize to DJ Gaddafi for taking up his time.
Yes, we're so very sorry. So next week.
See you next week. And the last show before the World Cup starts. And stay tuned. Same
time, same place.
Peace out.
One love from the Primal Sports Decks on to DJ Gaddafi. One love.